All right, welcome in everybody. Welcome. I'm going to need to do an audio check once you all get in here because this is my first time broadcasting in the system for a while. So I'm going to need to do an audio check. Oh my gosh, I'm so fatigued. It's not even funny, but I wanted to come on early and do this video so that I could get it out of the way. So that I could start moving into the typical videos that I would do, plus some, because a new day has dawned. So I'm going to give you all a few moments to get inside here, and then we're going to start going from there. I think we're live. Oh my gosh. All right. Let me see. It says it's streaming, but there's no people on yet, so I don't know what's happening because typically it doesn't take people that long to come on. Oh. Wow. Okay, so people have started to come in. All right. Welcome. Welcome. Welcome in everybody. The audio check. Let me know how my audio is. Okay, so I'm not going to stay on long because I am really drained. My energy, I mean, you can see from my face, my energy is just zapped out of me. Yesterday was a long, trying day that had some ups and some downs. So I did put up a video. Let me just take a beat. Let me take a beat. Listen, I want to thank you all for coming along this journey with me. It's been a pretty rough one since right before my operation, and up until now, it's still just rough. And so I want to thank you all for coming along, with the updates with TMI. I figure if I'm going to tell the truth, I might as well tell the whole truth, right? And in telling the truth and uncovering the whole truth, I discovered that the life that I was living and how I was living it, that there were some aspects of it which were a lie that were fabricated. Well, lies that were fabricated by hopeful thinking, by wanting a thing so badly that I ignored so many other things. But listen, for those of you who are new here, this might be your first video. I hope this is not your first video. If it is, this is not the typical type of videos that I make. I am typically a very powerful woman, and I use that power to help empower other people into loving themselves, into looking at the telltale sign in some of these viral stories at what self-love looks like for you, right? I had a big operation about a month and a half ago, and it was a necessary operation to help restore my full lung function and my kidney function. And there's some people who were like really pressing to find out what type of surgery I had. The things that go on inside a person's body, to me, is so personal. And when the time is right, when I'm on the other side of it, I may talk about it publicly. I have spoken about it behind the scenes. So there are people who do know, but for those who don't know, you're not in the know. Isn't that obvious? You're not in the know. So please just take what it is that you are hearing publicly and satisfy your own curiosity by coming up with whatever it is that you want by knowing that it was a necessary surgery, right? It's as simple as that, right? So nonetheless, the surgery was an arduous one and it was a necessary one, and I had a very skilled surgeon. And afterwards I needed a blood transfusion, and my blood count started out at a 12, dropped down to a 6. After the blood transfusion, I believe it was back at an 8. And then I've been doing iron supplementation and it's only back up at a 9. I am out of energy and out of breath easily because there's just not enough oxygen flowing around through what blood I have left. Nonetheless, I wasn't doing anything in the US, so I went to the Caribbean to rest, relax, and recuperate. I got an infection, sepsis, which is deadly. We caught it early. For those of you who watch Grey's Anatomy, you know people who have sepsis, their organs fail, and the next thing you know, they're flatlining. There's nothing you can do once the organs start failing. So by the time I got into the emergency room, it had been about a day since I had gone into septic shock. And the doctor, so there was a stomach bug that was going around on the island with similar characteristics, and the nurse was like, oh no, this is just a stomach bug. And my intuition was like, this is not a stomach bug. And the doctor on duty listened to me, black woman, listened to me, and she ran a battery of tests, found out that I had an infection, that I was septic, and she gave me a series of drugs, antibiotics, and IV antibiotic stuff to the lower the fever, plus something to coat my stomach and my intestines. I don't know, but so yeah, and so out of the hospital. Well, when I was in that hospital, I asked my father to please change the bacteria, mold, and fungus-filled toilet seat that he had. And he said that he would if I paid for it, and I guess if I went shopping for it as well. And I didn't have the capacity. And he said he didn't see nothing wrong with it. So I did a video with the toilet seat in it. And apparently, people say one thing, but yeah. Nonetheless, so I ended up going to a hotel and just getting rest and relaxation. When I got to the hotel, my I also, after the surgery, I have urinary incontinence, bad, bad, bad. Like my urethral sphincter just is not closing. So like if I'm sitting down now, it's fine, but when I stand up, it's like the water just drains out, like you just turn a balloon over on its side and the water just drains out. And so after I got into the hotel, the urinary incontinence actually improved a little bit. But last night, when I got in from my trip, I don't know if it was because I was super tired or whatnot, but my body was not waking up for the feeling of having to go to the bathroom. It's just terrible, terrible, terrible. I was supposed to see a specialist on the 9th, but they called me and they changed my appointment until the 15th, right? But I've been calling them all morning trying to get it back on the 9th because I can't deal with this. I had to actually, because I've been using reusable like bamboo pads, um, but there's like I had to go and buy the professional throwaway stuff because at nighttime, like the situation was just so terrible, like real terrible, right? Nonetheless, so the hotel that I was in, they didn't have any more room after Sunday because it's Culturama, which is the carnival down there. So they were booked out, and I could have gone to the Four Seasons, but the Four Seasons is $500 a day, and I could have done it, but that's not my idea of a good time. That's not how I want. I didn't want to spend my birthday giving my money to a conglomerate like that on an island where there are only the people that I saw there looked like colonialism in that mug. So that wasn't my idea of a good time how I wanted to spend my birthday. I didn't want to spend my birthday on the plane either. And my sister and the kids got in, so I wanted to spend more time with them. But I had to do what I had to do for me. I contacted my primary care physician. I let her know that I had gotten sepsis and that I wanted to come in and do some tests, make sure that the infection's gone, and run my blood work again. And so, this is the importance of staying on top of your health, on top of your blood work, because you can see when something occurs, when something changes. Oh, this is how people die. Not staying on top of your health, not knowing what's going on inside, not knowing how your organs are functioning, not knowing what's going on with your hormonal levels, your blood work, all of that, right? So I'm gonna tell you all, no matter how frightening it may be, right? Do your test, get a primary care physician, just stay on top of your health. Right now, I'm out of it. It was a terrible, terrible flight. Terrible. The last thing you want while you're flying is to have urinary incontinence. Listen, let me tell you, I went to go to the bathroom on the plane because, like, the guy next to me had to keep going to the bathroom, and every time I stand up, the pee comes out. My pee soaked through my clothes, and I could feel it just draining. I got up to go to the bathroom, and the bathroom in the back was open, but there was all these people hanging off inside the aisle and stuff. So I'm trying to move back, and somebody sees me going. Then they start getting up to go back. When I got back there, the man was opening the bathroom door, and I was like, "Excuse me, do you mind if I go in?" I grabbed the door and just went inside because I had to change my wet garments and all of that. It was terrible. And then the AC with the wet garments. This is a terrible, terrible way to live. Terrible, terrible. It was just so terrible. Then last night I couldn't sleep because I had to keep running to the bathroom. But every time I'd stand up, it would just soak through. It was running down my legs. It was terrible, just terrible. This is no way to live. This is why, because people are like, oh, it's going to resolve. And some days are better than others. But last night was so terrible that I'm like, I can't wait. I can't wait, right? So nonetheless, I flew on my birthday and it didn't feel like a birthday at all. It didn't feel, I had wheelchair assistance at the airport, and I'm telling them, I'm like, look, I have to go to the bathroom. And I didn't want to announce in front of everybody that I'm incontinent. And the guy was like, oh, just hold up a second, hold up. I just need to see something real quick. He doing all of that. I soaked through my clothes again after I'd already changed everything. It was just so terrible. Just so terrible. Just a terrible, terrible, terrible time. And so I'm happy that I'm home. I got my appointment with my primary. I'm going to see if I can go to the. I wonder if I should see the problem with Instacart and trying to get groceries from the grocery store is when men do the grocery shopping. They be acting like stuff is not in the store, getting all types of substitute, getting stuff I don't want and stuff. Like when women do the it's perfect, stuff comes all beautiful. Why would they send a group of people? Why would they even sign up for this job? A group of people where you have to send them to the store with a kindergarten cutout of what you need to get. Why would these groups of people be going and signing up for jobs like that? So it's like, so now I have to go see if I'm gonna go to, because right now I'm in the mood for a buffet of fruits. Like I'm craving fruits like never before, right? And so I am thinking about just going to the grocery store, right? And just getting me some fruits and just getting me some sustenance. And because I'm so, my heart is broken, y'all. For those of you who watched my last few videos, my heart is broken and I feel so lost. I honestly, there was a person that I thought that I was, and I realized that I'm not that person. I don't know who I am right now. I just, I feel like I have to rebuild myself, and I feel like I have to make the choice of who it is that I'm going to choose with the cards that I've been given. And I feel like I'm playing 52 pickup, where I'm just picking up these cards off the floor, and I have to write a new story because I realize that the story that I was writing was a story with blinders on. It's like the horse that has those things on the sides of their face. If they were to tell you about the world, like Plato's allegory of cave. And I feel like I step out of the cave to see things that I have been in denial about. And so now that I have this new information, what do I do? What do I do? I see some apples have come in, so let me grab these apples real quick. All right, Tori has sent $1 with a message and says, "Love you, beautiful TKO by Capricorn." Thank you, by Capricorn. I appreciate that. Arnold has sent $10 and say, "May God bless you, Tonya. My birthday is tomorrow." Well, happy early birthday to you. I would bust a wine for you right now, but I don't even have a wine inside of me right now. But happy early birthday to you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And so, all right. I appreciate the prayers. I appreciate the envisioning me whole and healthy. I appreciate that. Right. I yeah. I've been I'm not too much of a Bible person. I'm just going to say that out loud because I know many of you are. I'm just going to be open about that. Because in fact, I've been going to Bible study for the past year just to be in communion with some really amazing women. And the last Bible study that I went to, we were doing a book, a book that was written by a Christian woman, but then now we've switched to another book where now we're delving into the Bible, and we've gone into Genesis. And I had nightmares. Like the God of the Bible, it's not the type of entity that I can worship. I was having nightmares about the cruelty and the unpredictability and I was just having nightmares, and my incontinence was bad, bad, bad that night that I was having nightmares about this God of the Bible. And I started reading, I had to go back to Conversations with God, book 1. And in listening to this book, it's by Neil Donald Walsh, and I've been finding, you know, it's been like a salve, like a balm on my soul, just listening to the type of entity that I can get behind, right? And so I've just been healing myself by listening to Conversations with God. I was listening to it on the plane. I've been listening to it since I had been having those nightmares. So I suggest anybody out there who has questions, because God of the Bible, these stories are relayed by other people, most of whom had never come into contact with a person named Jesus. They were writing a bunch of stuff in the New Testament, the Old Testament, that God who promised he'll never be like that again. That's not the type of God for me, right? And so somebody's saying, I love Neil Donald Walsh. Yeah. So I suggest anybody who's been having questions, listen to the book by Neil Donald Walsh or read it. I read it the first time. I'm listening to it now in audio version. And it's just, the things inside of it just resonate so much with my spirit and soul, right? I am not interested in Hebrew Israelitism either. If that works for you, that's fine. But I'm just not a religious person. I'm just not. The dogma of religion is not for me. And any group that got a bunch of people dressed like them singers from the 80s standing up on the corners screaming at women, that I'm just not interested. Any group of people who could read a text and even get it confused enough to go out on the corner screaming that stuff, it's not for me. If it's for you, God bless. Whatever you want, God is blessed. It's not for me. Do what you want. That's not for me, right? There's some more apples that have come in. Talking about, you told me I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Baby, love you, Tonya. You are Tonya TKO. Remember that. Yes. 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 Yes, I am. And Michael says, prayers up to you, Tonya. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. You know, the thing about religion is it's so personal. Exactly. To each its own. And the type of people who would go out there proselytizing and pushing their religion, if it's that great, people will find their way to it. Like I'm telling you, give this a chance. Give my Neil Donald Walsh a chance. If it's for you, it is. If not, then find what's right for you. There's far too many people. Oh, CMOS, yes. You know what? I haven't had my CMOS since I left, but let me go make me up a batch of my CMOS now. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. And Crystal is saying, clearly you're confused, not even spelling your right. See what I'm saying? Whoever it is that you are worshiping that would have you talk to me that way is not for me. It's like, let your religion show through your actions. And whatever religion you're worshiping, that'll have you behave this way towards me, when you see that I'm not well, keep that shit. Keep it. It ain't for me at all. At all, at all. So, nonetheless, no, keep that shit. It ain't for me. If it's for you, I was watching this video earlier today, and I'm going to be doing a lot more videos, right? And you put us all in a bunch with making blanket statements. If you don't enjoy my channel, leave. It's like, well, don't torture yourself. This is what I'm saying. If you don't enjoy a religion, don't participate in it. If you don't enjoy a channel, don't watch it. I was listening. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos as soon as I get my energy back, my wind back, right? And there's this video going around of this guy in a purple suit saying these ridiculous things to his bride on her day, right? And somebody's reaction to it was like, there's something about him that resonates with her. And I'm like, you goddamn right, yeah. That's her man, her man, her man, her man. That's the one she wants to marry. That's who she wants to be with. So it's like all these people who are worshiping this, what I perceive to be as an unstable, psychotic, devil-like God of the Old Testament, people who resonate with that, that that is, there's something inside of you that resonates with that, because you're worshiping a person or an entity that is unkind, who tells you that he can be as cruel as he want to be because his ways are not your ways and you don't have to understand the cruelty. If that's what you want, look, there's something about inside of you that resonates with that. Go for it. I didn't want to get into a hole. It's just that people were like talking about their prayers and all this other stuff. If you want, just imagine me healthy. Imagine me strong. Imagine me whole. Just imagine those things for me. All right. So, thank you. I appreciate all of you for coming out. I'm not staying on long. I will see you all in the next video. Actually, I need to lay down real quick so that I can get up and have energy, because right now I just am beat. I'm beat right now. So I will see you all in the next video. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. I don't even know if I said everything I needed to say in this video. Bottom line is, for my birthday, I got myself a plane ticket, came back home, and I have doctor's appointments set up to get me checked out because I value my life. I value my time here on earth. And anybody who's not on the same page with valuing my life, because, like, you know what? A person used to tell me, in the face of adversity, people show you who they are. And me, when I've been down and out, there have been people who have revealed themselves to me. People who I thought would be there who are not. People who I didn't even imagine would be there who are. And so, yeah. Let me get myself up because I want an entire fruit something or another. And I'm going to make me some sea moss. And I am going to get my appointment at this urologist back. Somebody's calling me while I'm live on air. Well, let me see who this is. Hello? Yeah, okay. Let's see. Hello? Huh. If somebody keeps calling me, it's just bizarre. Somebody tried to scam me when I was having that issue with Hertz. Mm-mm-mm. Anyway, listen, I got to do what I got to do because my appointment is today, so I need to just lay down for a little bit. Thank you all for the birthday wishes. Thank you for the birthday cash apps. Thank you for the upliftment. Thank you for the envisioning me healthy and whole. And I will see you all in the next video. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And I would hope your self-love lesson from this video is to take care of yourself first and foremost. And anybody who has a different idea about that, leave them where they stand. It's as simple as that. I'll see you all in the next video.